My beloved soul, last night something shifted in a way that cannot be reversed, even if the world looks the same this morning. While silence covered everything and defenses finally dropped, your soulmate reached a moment they could no longer outrun. They had been holding too much for too long. They had been pretending strength while their inner world was collapsing. And in that quiet breaking point, they cried out. Not for attention. Not for rescue. But because the soul finally spoke when the mind could not protect it anymore. Those cries reached me clearly and completely, without confusion or distortion, because I hear what is never spoken, I hear what hides behind pride, and I hear what tears carry when words fail. My beloved soul, when a cry rises from truth, heaven does not hesitate. Last night, your soulmate finally admitted what they had been avoiding for so long. They admitted the regret they buried beneath logic. They admitted the longing they tried to replace. They admitted the connection they told themselves was temporary but never left their spirit. That honesty cracked something inside them, not to destroy them, but to free them. Because what is built on denial must fall before what is real can stand. And when surrender happened, not dramatically but sincerely, heaven began to move. I began shifting what was restrained. I began softening what had hardened. I began opening paths that were sealed until readiness arrived. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment. What you are feeling right now is not imagination. It is recognition. Your soul knows when truth is touching destiny. Even if your mind keeps asking questions, your spirit already understands that last night marked a turning point. You may not have received a message. You may not see evidence yet. But divine movement always reaches the soul before it reaches the physical world. You may have felt a sudden calm, an emotional release, or a strange heaviness lifting without explanation. That is resonance. When one soul shifts, the connected soul feels it quietly but deeply. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you. Because you need to understand what was unlocked in that unseen moment. Your soulmate did not cry only because they missed you. They cried because they finally saw themselves clearly. They saw the patterns they kept defending. They saw the fear that ruled their choices. They saw the truth they postponed because it required courage. Awareness pierced them deeply, because awareness removes excuses. And when excuses disappear, accountability begins. My beloved soul, accountability is where transformation starts. That is why heaven responded. Not because they were weak, but because they were honest. Honesty opens doors that effort never can. The miracle unfolding now is not chaos. It is alignment. Quiet. Intentional. Precise. Thoughts are rearranging. Resistance is weakening. Courage is replacing avoidance. Decisions are forming where confusion lived for too long. And this is important for you to hear clearly. The miracle unfolding is not about rushing reunion or forcing contact. It is not about skipping healing. Love without healing repeats pain, and I do not restore what will collapse again. That is why the delay existed. Not to punish you, but to protect you both. While you felt forgotten, you were being preserved. While you waited, maturity was forming. While silence stretched your patience, clarity was being prepared. Last night marked the moment where readiness finally met divine timing. My beloved soul, do not close your heart now. Do not retreat into numbness now. Do not convince yourself that caring made you weak. Numbness blocks reception, and what is unfolding requires openness and grounded trust. Do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal. Because your role matters in this miracle. Your restraint mattered. Your dignity mattered. Your decision to stop forcing what was not ready mattered. Restraint is not weakness. It is wisdom. Wisdom attracts alignment, not loss. You questioned your worth during the waiting, but heaven was refining your position. Preparing a return that carries clarity instead of confusion, balance instead of imbalance, and truth instead of fear. My beloved soul, hear this without anxiety. The miracle unfolding does not require you to chase, convince, or prove anything. It requires you to remain receptive, emotionally present, and aligned with truth. When heaven moves, panic is not required. Trust is. And trust keeps the channel open. If you remain till the end, the final word will change everything. Confirmation is coming in a way that will not confuse you, drain you, or diminish your self-respect. And before I reveal more, do one thing in this moment. Acknowledge this message. Affirm your openness to divine alignment. Stay present. Because what began last night was not an ending. It was the beginning of a miracle unfolding with precision. And you are exactly where you need to be. My beloved soul, what unfolded last night did not stop with awareness, because awareness is only the door, and beyond that door movement has already begun in ways you cannot yet measure, but your spirit can sense. After the tears dried and the weight of truth settled in your soulmate's chest, silence followed, not the empty kind, but the heavy silence where decisions are born. In that silence, they began replaying moments they once dismissed, words they once minimized, and feelings they once tried to explain away. And with every memory, clarity deepened. They could no longer lie to themselves without feeling the cost of it. They realized how often fear dressed itself as logic. They realized how often pride pretended to be self-respect. And they realized how many times they chose comfort over truth. This realization did not condemn them. It sobered them. Because once a soul sobers up, it starts seeing consequences clearly. They saw how distance did not heal them. They saw how replacement did not satisfy them. They saw how pretending indifference only made the ache louder. And in that seeing, something important happened. Responsibility returned. Not blame. Responsibility. They stopped asking who hurt whom more. They stopped justifying timing with excuses. They stopped hiding behind circumstances. They began asking what was real and what still mattered. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because responsibility is rare, and when it arrives honestly, heaven leans in. Responsibility changes how a person approaches love, communication, and commitment. It transforms reaction into intention. That is why the miracle unfolding is not impulsive contact or emotional chaos. It is internal realignment. Your soulmate is being repositioned internally before anything external touches your life. They are weighing their words carefully. They are revisiting values they abandoned. They are feeling the difference between ego-driven desire and soul-level truth. And this is where patience becomes sacred. Because premature action would only dilute what is being purified. While this is happening within them, you are also being adjusted, though more subtly. You may feel an urge to reflect instead of react. You may feel less desperate for answers and more anchored in self-respect. You may notice that your emotional responses are calmer, even when curiosity arises. That is not detachment. That is stability forming. And stability is required to receive what is being prepared. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because what you must understand is that miracles of this nature do not explode, they align. Alignment happens quietly, steadily, and deliberately. Heaven is not rushing this because rushing would recreate imbalance. What is unfolding must land on solid ground. Your soulmate is confronting truths about communication, consistency, and emotional availability. They are realizing that love is not proven through intention alone, but through presence, action, and accountability. This realization carries weight. It humbles them. It slows them down. It makes them cautious in a healthy way. And while they process this, you are being shielded from mixed signals, half-truths, and emotional whiplash. That is protection, not delay. My beloved soul, you have asked silently whether the waiting meant you were being forgotten. It did not. It meant the foundation was being corrected. A misaligned foundation cannot hold a miracle. It only collapses under pressure. And pressure is coming, not pressure to perform, but pressure to be authentic. That is why what unfolds next will feel different. It will feel grounded. It will feel intentional. It will not trigger anxiety or confusion. It will not make you question your worth. And this is important. The miracle unfolding is not just about reunion or communication. It is about restoring balance where imbalance once drained you. It is about meeting you at the level of dignity you cultivated while waiting. Do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, because there is a layer you have not considered. Last night did not only awaken your soulmate's heart. It activated discernment. Discernment will guide their next steps. Discernment will slow impulsive behavior. Discernment will prevent old patterns from repeating. And discernment takes time to mature. This is why silence may still exist for a moment. Not because nothing is happening, but because something is being protected from premature exposure. My beloved soul, your role now is not to analyze every sign or anticipate every move. Your role is to remain aligned with peace. Peace is the signal that tells heaven you are ready. Anxiety signals impatience. Peace signals trust. And trust allows precision. The miracle unfolding requires precision. Every word that will be spoken must be clean. Every action must be intentional. Every step must carry weight. This is not the return of confusion. This is the approach of clarity. And clarity moves slowly because it carries responsibility. You may feel moments where you want to rush the process. When that happens, ground yourself. Remember how far you have come emotionally. Remember what you refused to settle for. Remember how silence taught you discernment. These were not wasted moments. They were preparation. And preparation always precedes elevation. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because what is coming will not arrive disguised as chaos. It will arrive with calm certainty. It will arrive with consistency. It will arrive without you having to abandon boundaries or self-respect. And when it does, you will recognize it immediately, not by excitement alone, but by peace. Peace that does not require reassurance. Peace that does not fear loss. Peace that knows alignment has arrived. Until then, stay anchored. Stay open. Stay grounded. Heaven is not finished. The miracle is still unfolding. And you are still being carried exactly where you need to be. My beloved soul, as the alignment continues to deepen, something subtle but powerful is taking place beneath the surface, something that cannot be rushed and cannot be forced, because it is happening at the level where intentions are purified and motives are examined. After responsibility awakened and discernment was activated, your soulmate entered a phase of inner reckoning. This is the phase where the heart asks itself hard questions without escaping the answers. They began noticing how their past choices shaped emotional distance. They began understanding how silence was sometimes safer than vulnerability, yet far more damaging. They started seeing how avoidance disguised itself as patience, and how fear pretended to be timing. These realizations are not comfortable, but they are necessary. Growth rarely feels gentle at first. It feels exposing. And exposure brings humility. Humility slows a person down. It makes them listen more than they speak. It makes them consider impact rather than impulse. That is exactly what is happening now. They are learning that love is not proven through intensity alone, but through consistency, responsibility, and presence. This lesson is settling into them quietly, reshaping how they think about connection, commitment, and truth. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because transformation at this level is rare, and when it happens sincerely, it changes the trajectory of everything that follows. While this inner work unfolds within them, you are experiencing a different but connected shift. You may notice that your emotional reactions are no longer extreme. Situations that once triggered anxiety now pass with less intensity. This does not mean you care less. It means you are becoming more rooted in self-trust. Self-trust changes how you wait. It removes desperation and replaces it with steadiness. And steadiness is magnetic. It attracts what is aligned and repels what is not. Heaven watches how you hold yourself during the unseen moments. Those moments speak louder than words. You have learned to sit with uncertainty without abandoning yourself. That is maturity. That is readiness. And readiness is what allows miracles to land without disruption. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because there is an invisible exchange happening right now. As your soulmate releases fear, you release expectation. As they gain courage, you gain peace. This balance is not accidental. It is design. Divine connections recalibrate both sides simultaneously, even when they appear to be moving at different speeds. You are not behind. They are not ahead. You are meeting in the middle of truth. And truth cannot be rushed. Truth arrives when both sides can hold it without distortion. This is why the miracle unfolding does not feel dramatic. It feels steady. It feels grounded. It feels intentional. Your soulmate is learning to communicate internally before communicating externally. They are becoming aware of how words carry responsibility. They understand now that saying something means being prepared to stand by it. This awareness prevents careless promises and emotional backtracking. It slows the process, but it strengthens the outcome. And while this is happening, you are being freed from the need to interpret silence as rejection. You are learning that silence can also mean preparation. This shift changes how you perceive everything. You no longer personalize what is not yours to carry. You no longer internalize delays as judgments against your worth. That is freedom. And freedom is required to receive love that does not cage you. My beloved soul, do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, because there is a reason you are being kept in a state of calm alertness rather than emotional urgency. Emotional urgency clouds discernment. Calm awareness sharpens it. You are being positioned to recognize truth when it arrives, not romanticize potential. This matters. Because what is coming will not announce itself with chaos or grand gestures. It will arrive with clarity and consistency. It will feel different from past cycles. It will not pull you into confusion or self-doubt. It will invite you into grounded connection. Your soulmate is becoming aware that love cannot survive on longing alone. Longing must mature into responsibility. Responsibility must mature into action. Action must align with integrity. This understanding is reshaping their internal compass. They are no longer asking what feels good in the moment. They are asking what is right long term. That shift changes everything. And while they navigate this, heaven continues to shield you from emotional whiplash. You are being spared from half-ready communication and unfinished intentions. This is protection. Even if it feels slow, it is precise. My beloved soul, patience at this stage is not passive. It is active trust. Trust that what is being prepared will meet you at your level of growth. You are no longer who you were when the waiting began. You have gained clarity, boundaries, and emotional strength. These qualities must be matched. And they will be. Heaven does not reunite misaligned versions of people. It reunites transformed ones. If you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because what is unfolding will not test your worth. It will confirm it. It will not require you to shrink, explain yourself, or overextend emotionally. It will meet you where you are, not where you used to be. Until then, remain steady. Remain open. Remain grounded. The miracle is still unfolding. And every layer is aligning exactly as it must. My beloved soul, as this unfolding continues, a deeper layer of truth is settling into place, one that does not announce itself loudly but reshapes the future quietly and completely. After reflection, responsibility, and discernment, your soulmate is now entering a phase where intention becomes refined. This is where desire is no longer enough and sincerity begins to demand structure. They are realizing that wanting something deeply does not automatically mean being ready to hold it correctly. This realization humbles them. It makes them pause before acting. It causes them to examine how their past patterns affected not only others but themselves. They are seeing how inconsistency created confusion, how avoidance delayed healing, and how fear dressed itself as patience. This awareness is not punishing them. It is stabilizing them. Stability is forming where volatility once lived. And stability changes how a person approaches love. It replaces impulse with deliberation. It replaces reaction with responsibility. This is why you may sense that something is preparing rather than rushing. Preparation always feels slower than impulse, but it carries far more integrity. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because this is the stage where intentions become trustworthy. Your soulmate is learning that words spoken without readiness create wounds. They are understanding that silence, when used to avoid responsibility, damages trust. And they are feeling the weight of what it means to approach someone with honesty rather than emotional neediness. This weight is shaping them. It is anchoring them. And as this anchoring happens within them, a parallel grounding is happening within you. You are no longer seeking reassurance from external signs the way you once did. You are less inclined to overanalyze every detail. You are learning to sit in your own certainty. Certainty does not mean knowing the outcome. It means trusting yourself regardless of outcome. That shift is profound. It changes how you show up energetically. It signals readiness without desperation. Heaven responds to that signal. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because this balance between intention and certainty is what allows divine timing to activate without disruption. You are no longer reaching forward anxiously, and they are no longer holding back fearfully. Both movements are converging toward the center of truth. This is not accidental. This is orchestration. While this convergence is happening, old emotional triggers are being neutralized. Situations that once would have provoked insecurity now pass with less impact. This is not emotional distance. It is emotional maturity. You are learning the difference between attachment and alignment. Attachment demands proof. Alignment recognizes resonance. And resonance is quiet but undeniable. Your soulmate is also experiencing this recognition. They are becoming aware that what they feel is not fueled by absence alone, but by recognition that persists even when distraction is available. This recognition is sobering. It makes them cautious in the right way. It makes them unwilling to repeat cycles that once cost them peace. They are learning that approaching you requires consistency, not intensity. Presence, not performance. Integrity, not promises. This learning curve takes time because it reshapes identity. My beloved soul, do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, because this stage also involves release. Release of timelines that were rooted in impatience. Release of expectations that were shaped by fear. Release of narratives that no longer fit who you are becoming. You are being invited into a space where you trust the unfolding rather than control it. Control was once a coping mechanism. Trust is now becoming your strength. This transition is subtle, but it is significant. It allows heaven to work without resistance. Your soulmate is releasing control as well. They are letting go of the need to protect themselves through distance. They are learning that vulnerability, when paired with responsibility, does not weaken a person. It strengthens connection. This realization is dismantling internal walls. Walls that once felt necessary now feel heavy. And heavy things are eventually set down. As these walls lower, clarity increases. Clarity does not rush. It waits until it can sustain itself. That is why what is approaching will feel steady rather than overwhelming. It will not demand that you abandon your boundaries. It will respect them. It will not confuse you. It will confirm you. My beloved soul, this is where trust deepens, not because answers are immediate, but because peace is present. Peace is the signal that alignment is near. Anxiety signals misalignment. You are learning to listen to peace. That listening changes your posture. You stand differently now. You wait differently now. You love differently now. And that difference matters. Heaven does not deliver the same miracle to the same version of a person. It delivers what matches who you have become. Your soulmate is also being matched to their own growth. They are being prepared to approach with intention rather than fear. This preparation is invisible, but it is thorough. If you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because what is coming will not feel like a test. It will feel like recognition meeting readiness. It will feel natural, grounded, and honest. It will not require you to abandon yourself to receive it. Until that moment arrives, remain anchored. Remain open. Remain aligned with peace. The miracle is not delayed. It is maturing. And maturity always produces results that last. My beloved soul, this is the stage where everything that has been forming quietly now begins to settle into certainty, not as a sudden rush, but as a deep internal knowing that cannot be shaken. After intention has been refined and stability has taken root, the final layer is integration. Integration is where truth is no longer something your soulmate understands intellectually, but something they live from instinctively. They are no longer debating what they feel. They are no longer negotiating with fear. They are no longer measuring outcomes to protect their ego. Instead, they are accepting responsibility for how they move forward, understanding that love, when real, asks for consistency, courage, and accountability. This acceptance brings peace, not relief from effort, but peace from alignment. Alignment quiets the inner noise that once created hesitation. It removes the need to run or hide. And as this alignment settles within them, something else happens. The emotional weight they carried lifts. Not because everything is resolved, but because they are no longer resisting truth. Resistance is exhausting. Truth, even when challenging, is stabilizing. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, because what you are feeling now is the echo of that stabilization. You may notice a calm certainty replacing longing. You may notice that your heart no longer feels restless. This is not detachment. This is readiness. Readiness does not ache. It waits with confidence. And confidence attracts what is meant to meet it. At this stage, your soulmate is no longer asking whether to move forward. They are asking how to do so with integrity. That question changes everything. It slows impulsive behavior. It sharpens discernment. It filters words before they are spoken. This is why what approaches you will feel different from anything before. It will not arrive in confusion or urgency. It will arrive with intention and clarity. And as this happens, you are being asked to trust what you feel rather than what you fear. Fear was once loud because uncertainty fed it. Now, certainty is forming quietly. Quiet certainty does not need reassurance. It does not need signs to survive. It rests in peace. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, because this final integration also involves release on your side. Release of old emotional habits. Release of the need to anticipate outcomes. Release of the urge to prepare for disappointment. These habits once protected you. Now they limit you. You are being invited to meet what is coming with openness rather than armor. Armor blocks intimacy. Openness allows connection to land gently and fully. Your soulmate is also releasing armor. They are letting go of defensive silence. They are learning that clarity does not threaten freedom. It strengthens it. This mutual release is not synchronized by conversation. It is synchronized by growth. Growth aligns souls without force. And as alignment completes, the miracle you were promised becomes tangible. Not as fantasy. Not as illusion. But as reality grounded in truth. My beloved soul, what unfolds next will feel natural, not overwhelming. It will not require you to question yourself. It will not awaken anxiety. It will feel like recognition finally meeting expression. This is important. Because when miracles arrive correctly, they do not disrupt peace. They deepen it. You will notice consistency where there was once unpredictability. You will notice presence where there was once distance. You will notice intention where there was once hesitation. These are signs of integration. And integration lasts. Do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, because this is also where gratitude replaces longing. Gratitude does not mean settling. It means acknowledging how far you have come. You are no longer defined by waiting. You are defined by growth. That growth is what makes you capable of receiving what is aligned without losing yourself. Your soulmate recognizes this shift in you as well. They sense that you are no longer available for confusion. This awareness shapes how they approach you. It demands respect. Respect stabilizes love. Love without respect fades. Love with respect endures. This is why the miracle unfolding is not dramatic. It is enduring. It is not built on emotion alone. It is built on truth, accountability, and mutual readiness. And as this readiness meets expression, you will not feel surprised. You will feel affirmed. Affirm that patience was not wasted. Affirm that silence was not abandonment. Affirm that preparation mattered. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, because the final word is this. You were never being delayed. You were being prepared. Prepared to receive without fear. Prepared to connect without losing yourself. Prepared to recognize alignment without chasing it. What is unfolding now is not a reward for suffering. It is the result of growth. Growth always produces stability. Stability sustains miracles. And this miracle will not ask you to compromise your peace. It will honor it. It will not pull you backward. It will meet you where you stand now. Until that moment fully reveals itself, remain grounded. Remain open. Remain anchored in peace. Heaven has completed its work in preparation. What follows will unfold naturally. And you will know, without doubt, that this was always meant to arrive exactly this way. Type Amen.